What's going on, y'all? It's your boy TJ, and you're officially tuned into Pound for Pound Exclusive Boxing, where I'll be giving y'all my take on the hottest news in the boxing world. Now, for today's video, I'll be talking about Ryan Garcia's two best options leading up to his suspension. Now, like I always say, y'all, without further ado, I'm just jump right into this one, y'all. So, Ryan Garcia, as we all know, has been suspended for an entire year. Now, he has come to a fork in the road, leaving him with two options. The first option is he could possibly join the UFC or just get a couple fights in the UFC. Give Dana White a call, see if he could set something up. He actually did post on Twitter a couple of days ago stating this: "I'm headed to the UFC." And moments after that posted, "Dana, I want my 50 G's." Then moments after that again, had posted, "For real, Dana White, hit me up." So this is looking like it could be a definite possible option for Ryan Garcia. I know what some people are thinking, like, man, I wouldn't even do that. And it may sound like a bad option, but honestly, it really isn't. For a couple of reasons, I think this could be good for Ryan Garcia. Number one is it broadens his fighting a little bit more. Not to mention because in the UFC, it is fighting. So he gets to learn a lot of different fighting tactics, such as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, grappling, Muay Thai, a whole bunch of different stuff that he could definitely use and possibly become good at. So I think this could be a very good thing for Ryan Garcia. Not to mention, you never know, he might actually just turn out to be a really good UFC fighter. And people have to look at it this way: a lot of UFC fighters tend to cross over and step into the boxing ring from the octagon. So the way I look at it is, why can't a boxer go from the ring into the octagon? And Ryan Garcia would be one of the first people to do this. And not to mention, if Dana White can pull this off and set Ryan Garcia up on a fight card, I don't know about y'all, but I am definitely watching that shit. I'm definitely watching Ryan Garcia in his debut in the UFC. Now, I highly doubt it's going to be an everlasting thing in the UFC for him, but I could definitely see him getting a couple of fights in the UFC. And not to mention, a little while ago, he had got into it with Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley had actually called him out and wanted to fight him. And they had got on the phone and they were going back and forth at it, saying that, Sean O'Malley wanted to fight him, and Ryan Garcia was pretty much telling him that, I've already talked to Dana White, we'll set something up, I'll get you in the ring, and, pretty much just going back and forth at it. So this option is very much on the table for Ryan Garcia to take. All he has to do is just push the envelope forward a little bit more, try to get Dana White on the phone, and see if he can set something up. And I'm pretty sure Dana White would have no problem with that. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure he definitely wouldn't have any problem with doing that. But that's his first option he can do. His second option is to get in contact with Turki Al-Sheikh. Now, if he does this, then Ryan Garcia would have the opportunity to fight over in Saudi Arabia and get some fights in over there. Now, the only difficulty he may have is just finding more opponents to go out there and fight him in Saudi Arabia, or more or less getting the fights he wants. But Turki Al-Sheikh does seem like that type of guy lately who's just been getting it done. And a lot of the fights that the fans have been wanting to see, Turki Al-Sheikh has been pulling that off. So this may be a better situation than we think for Ryan Garcia, and possibly maybe could even make more money. You never know. So if he does decide to fight over in Saudi Arabia until his year is up, I wouldn't have any problem with that. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't either. At least he'd still be boxing and he wouldn't have to take any time off. The only thing he would just have to do is just travel a bit more. That's all he would have to do. But I think that if he wants to stay in the boxing ring and not take any time off, that is his best option, is to call Turki Al-Sheikh and have him set up some more fights for him. Now, if he wants to broaden his fighting horizons and get some more fighting techniques in, like I said, then the UFC is the way to go for him. Personally, I think Saudi Arabia would be his best bet to just continue on with the boxing, don't take a step off, or don't take any time off, and continue on making his money, getting his bag, and staying sharp in the ring. Because, like I had said before, y'all, in the sport of boxing, sometimes fighters like to take time off, and not all boxers, sometimes when they come back, are the same, for that matter. There's only a handful of boxers that could take a year and a half off and pick right back up where they left off. So that's just me. But I personally think that Saudi Arabia would be his best option. Now, if he wants to entertain, like I said, go to the UFC. But Saudi Arabia, I think, would be his best option. But that's all I have for today, y'all. If y'all really like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications for me, leave your thoughts and your comments below, and I will catch y'all next time in the next video. All right? Peace.